I thank you all for attending this webinar. I took this initiative with the support of my friend, Dr. Pranjal Yadava from IARI, and thanks to Pranjal. So let us see what NPS and UPS offers, whether it is a good retirement product or not. So briefly about me. I did my PhD from JNU. My research spans life sciences, telecommunications, and financial services over last 20 years. I have been an entrepreneur in telecommunications and finance. So a telecommunication business I have co-founded in Finland, and the finance is a recent entrepreneurial venture in India. I have helped my company achieve AAA credit rating consecutively for last 3 years from international credit rating agencies. We have also achieved strongest in Finland gold. I have been on board for 2 Finnish companies, and in India I have secured multiple financial advisory licenses for mutual funds, portfolio management services, and retirement advisory license. So NPS has many rules, regulations. They are different for private employees. They are different for state government. They are different for central government. So there is so much information for every department and sector, and we are restricted by the time. So whatever I say, I cannot explain all the terms and conditions. So in the whole presentation, whatever you see, whatever you hear, conditions do apply. And presentation and the numbers you see are based on certain assumptions that may or may not be applicable to you. So in the next following slides, I will be helping you know the benefits which nobody will tell you. But please mind that in order to make sure that these benefits are applicable to you, you should always contact your personal financial advisor. These are general, which I will be introducing you. Every government employee starts, when they start their employment, their contribution goes into a scheme called G scheme, which is a default scheme. It is a good. All the investments in the G scheme goes into government bonds, or say company bonds that are of very high quality. In the past 10 years, we have noticed that the G schemes returns are in the range of 8 to 9%. This is good. This is equal to some PPF or SSY, Sukanya Samruddhi, or PPF returns. Nothing bad with these returns. However, if you want to bump up, if you want to increase the returns, you still have a chance. That is by adding or by changing your scheme from 100% G to have a part of E. E is nothing but equities, investing into shares. So when you add a bit of equities, the returns will be higher. What we have seen with the equities is 12 to 13% in the past 10 years, which means if you continue a part with the G scheme and a part with the equities, your returns simply bump up, which means the updated combination would be a good tortoise that is slow, that is steady, who wins the race, which the returns would be in the range of 10 to 11% if you had invested in equities. Now, is this 50? So here I have mentioned that 50-50. Is this the only combination? No. Everyone has their own risk tolerance, which means if I'm comfortable with 50% equity, some of you may not. So you have the option to reduce it. which means either you can continue with the 100% G scheme, which is secured, safe. You can add 25% of equities, which is decent. You can still increase it to 50%, which is a bit adventurous. I would like to bring to your notice that government employees have a maximum limit of 50% for each scheme, whereas individuals, private people, they still can bump up to 75% in equities. So for you, it is only the limit is 50%. Okay, with adding equity, you can increase your returns. Is that all? What we are going to see is the eighth wonder, which is little difficult to comprehend at this stage because compounding plays over time and not immediately. This means the first 10 to 15 years, you may not see visible difference. However, when you stay continued in the investment, contributing to the investment, the compounding impact is so huge that it is difficult for any normal human being to think about that. So let us start with an example. So I got this data from a grade A employee who is also a scientist at IARI. So he started in 2011 with a basic plus DA of 32,400. At that time, the government contribution was 10%, the individual contribution was 10%, which means a total of 6,480 was contributed as to the NPS. Over time, in the past 14 years, there have been promotions, there have been pay hikes, whatever is it. The current contribution, the current basic plus DA is 1.6 lakhs, and the current NPS contribution stands close to 40,000, and the corpus is 54 lakhs 80,000. So when we back calculate from where we have started, from where this employee has started, we have noticed that the contribution has increased by 6x. If we do that, it is an approximate calculation of 14.9% per annum, and the salary has increased by 5x, an approximate 13.2% per annum. He has spent 14 years in service so far, and the XIRR returns is approximately 9.4%. Now, we are simply projecting, simply taking these calculations to the future. Let us say if the 14.9% contribution stays same over the next remaining years of service, that is 19 more years, what would happen? At the time of retirement, he would be earning 17.6 lakhs. Don't get surprised, this is only pure projection. With the exact same rate of growth that we have seen in the past 14 years. He would retire with a basic plus DA of 17.6 lakhs. His NPS contribution per month would be 5.5 lakhs, and he would reach a corpus of 13.5 crores. You may not have thought about this amount, but if the rate of growth or rate of contribution remains same, this is what he would be seeing. What is the pension? What is the likely pension he would have earned? I would like to bring to your notice that the rate of pension is dependent on the repo rates at that particular point in time, which means when the employee purchases the pension. The corpus is given to an insurance company for purchasing a pension plan. So that is how it works. So if he utilizes the 13.5 crores to purchase pension immediately at 60 years, assuming that today is his retirement, then what he would earn. Even in the pension plans, there are a number of varieties, or you can say there are over 8 companies. Each company has its own plan with return of premium, without return of premium, of pension for the employee only, pension for the spouse, pension for the family. Family means the dependent father or mother. The rate of return ranges from 5.8 to, here in this case, the family income with ICICI, it may go up to 7.74, where from Shriram Life Insurance. So it's not that every company gives you the same pension. It also depends on the company and the plan you choose, whether you are choosing single life, whether you are choosing joint life, whether you are choosing family income, whether you are choosing pension till 80 years, till 100 years, or till as long as you live. So there are many conditions that impact the pension you take. Here in this slide, for the sake of simplicity, we have considered only 5 types of pension from 8 companies. So the take-home message is, your pension depends on the company and the plan you take. Now, in my previous slide, I have mentioned that compounding is 8th wonder. And if you are purchasing a pension plan at the age of 60, this means you are stopping the 8th wonder at the age of 60. While you continue to live for 80, 90, or 100, let us say 100 years. What happens? You have contributed at the age of 60, you have allocated 100% of your corpus to pension, and you continue to earn over close to 8.73 in one of the plans, or 6.53 lakhs in another plan. So one point you have to notice, the same annuity, it is the same pension you will continue to earn if you purchase a pension plan from any insurance company. Inflation changes, inflation eats away your monthly earnings. Insurance company is not going to compensate unless you buy inflation adjusted plan. So what you see here is for the next 40 years. Now, is this the only thing? At the age of 60, probably 8 lakhs seems good, but over the years, the inflation increases, your expenses increases. How would you handle it? That is the question, or that is what we have to think about when you're purchasing a pension plan with your corpus. So another important thing is tax. So in any pension plan, if you allocate 100% to your pension, you will get a pension in hand. You being a grade A employee, a significant part is tax paid. This means, let us assume that you are in a highest paid tax bracket. So you have allocated 100% corpus to pension scheme. There is 70% in hand and 30% you are paying as tax. This is a tax inefficient way. So do we have any alternative? Yes. So NPS allows you to purchase pension for a minimum of 40% of your corpus. This means you purchase the pension plan with 40% and you do not purchase the remaining 16%, which means 60% can be withdrawn any time as tax-free amount. So you purchase a pension plan for the 40%, you will earn half of your pension, and you take the remaining amount, whatever you want, as a withdrawal. That results that 95 to 100% of the pension in hand or the income in hand is tax-free. This is tax efficient. Now, can we extend this eighth wonder beyond 60 years? Yes, you can. And you can extend it up to 75 years. How to do that? As I have mentioned previously, either you allocate 100% of your corpus to the pension, or allocate only 40% to the pension and 60% for withdrawal at a later stage. This means you can, not only that, you can defer the annuity purchase, which means, let us say you have some new employment and you think that your new employment gives you enough income and you need not purchase the pension plan immediately. So you can defer the pension purchase 0 years, 1 year, 2 years, up to 75 years. So what happens when you leave? The amount in the corpus will continue earning interest. If you need some amount at any point in time, just take out from the lump sum, which is tax-free. So here I will be giving you 3 cases. There could be many cases, but I would be giving you 3 cases how you can manage the tax-free income. So here you see that you have not deferred the pension purchase. You have purchased 100% right at the age of 60. So there is the deferred corpus is 0. You are not having any lump sum to withdraw per month. However, the pension company, you have purchased a very good pension plan which gives you 7.74%, which means you will get 8.73 lakhs per month till the age of 75. You will get more. You will continue earning the same amount for as long as you live. But for the sake of this calculation, we are considering only till 75 years. So for the next 15 years, till you would have got 15 crores, of which 30% goes as tax. Now, let us say you have deferred. Deferred means you are delaying the exit. If you delay the exit, this 13.5 crores will continue earning interest. How can you, but still you need some money for living. You take 8 lakhs from the lump sum part. Now, when you are taking money from the lump sum part and the remaining corpus will still continue earning. Let us be conservative here, and I say that assuming that the return on the lump sum is, or the remaining corpus is only 6%, you still get monthly income of 8 lakhs. In 15 years, you have taken out 14 crores, which is absolutely tax-free. And you still have 9.49 crores, which you can use any time for purchasing a pension plan at the end of 75th years, which means your corpus would have earned 10 crores more. This is an absolutely tax efficient way. Now, here is another part where you have allocated 60% of the corpus, you have deferred 60% of the corpus, whereas you have purchased pension plan for the 40%, which means you have utilized 5.5 crores for pension plan and you have left the lump sum part as it is. And you still continue taking monthly income, which is 4 lakhs. So the pension purchase would give you 3.49 lakhs. And the withdrawal is 4 lakhs, which is a total of 7.49 lakhs, of which part of it is taxable. This green color indicates that part of it. It doesn't mean that 50% is taxable. The taxation at that time will apply. So you would still have taken out 13 crores, of which you would have paid tax partly. And the remaining at the end of 75th year, you still have 8 crores, which you can still purchase a pension plan at the age of 75, or whatever you want to do it, bank deposit or whatever is it, you can do it. Now, typically, the human mind says that this is my money. I want to keep my money safe. So what a human being does, he takes away that money and invests in some real estate or purchases a home or a bank deposit. Now, whatever you do, all that, the income from the secondary investment is taxable. However, if you continue the same NPS, the returns are tax-free. This is mind-blowing. So we have seen some benefits. We have seen some information, some calculations. But why people think that NPS is not a good pension plan? So the first poll we have seen, where 50% of you have mentioned that NPS is not a good pension plan. So why do people think so? I will help you understand that. Because there is no assurance. A typical employee at the end of every month, he knows that this is his salary. It automatically gets credited. There are a series of expenses that he has to attend. But when somebody is enrolled in NPS, at this point in time, he doesn't know what he will earn when he retires. It is true. And this is also a bit complex. Why? You are investing, you are contributing to NPS, but NPS will not pay you the pension. It is the pension company that pays, which means employer pays you salary, you are paying, you are contributing to the NPS, which is another pension fund. But at the end of your retirement, you have to transfer this amount to a third party, to an insurance company to receive your pension. So whom you pay is a different entity. Who will pay you pension is a different entity. So because of this chain, typically individuals don't have that visibility. I'm only saying that there is no visibility. It doesn't mean you are not getting pension. Please mind this difference. A normal human being doesn't have the visibility. That's why people think that NPS is not a good pension plan. But with the help of a financial advisor, you can understand the deeper insights. And from a financial advisor point of view, NPS is a great product. Okay. Now, another reason is missing clarity. It's not that the salary for you will remain constant. You have promotions, there is a pay commission hike, they bump up your salary. How much they bump up? When do they bump up? These are also little tricky to understand. You have contributed excellent and you have seen sudden promotion. It makes a difference. You want to stay in the same city with your family, so you don't want to take promotion. So that is a different case. So these ifs and buts creates a hazy picture what you earn. Now, another biggest problem with the NPS is the myths and rumors. You see, if you see YouTube nowadays, you simply search for financial advice. There are number of videos, number of self-proclaimed advisors launching videos, channels, shorts, saying this and that about various investment products. But interestingly, NPS does not have that level of awareness because it is very strict who can advise. Across India, there are hardly 67 licensed pension advisors. So it is very difficult for you to find the right investment advisor for NPS who can handhold you and give you that confidence. Because of that, there is always competition, right? So if somebody want to invest in NPS, there is 10 other advisors advising you: mutual funds, chit funds, real estate, whatever is it. And they will all say that NPS is not a good product where liquidity is minimum. So because of this competition, lack of advisors in the market, myths and rumors are dominating the scenario. And that is one challenge for every NPS contributor in understanding the reality. So to overcome that, government, instead of creating awareness, instead of encouraging many people to take advisory, because of the lack of understanding also, employees demanded some guarantee, some assurance. So the government has launched the unified pension system, where UPS tries to remove the uncertainty, gives flexibility and freedom of choice, and also assuring the pension. So you all know that 1st of April has been the effective date for operationalization. And yesterday's news says that only 1,500 of the central government employees have taken UPS. The remaining have not taken. So here what I will do is I will give you some understanding of the UPS, whether it is assured, is it a 100% assured scheme, or there are any ifs and buts. So in short, UPS gives you assurance of 50% of lost drawn basic plus DA. So now the employee is certain about the pension amount he receives when he retires. There is still flexibility, and UPS is not rigid. Within the UPS, you can still continue the investment with the G scheme or E scheme, with the LC50 or LC50, and still continue with the UPS. So this means if there is any income on top of the government index, the corpus is yours for free. It's a tax-free corpus. I'll tell you more about that. So you also have the freedom of choice, which means UPS is only optional. You can still continue with NPS. There is no obligation for you to opt for UPS. So what are the rules? It says that for somebody to receive the 50% of the lost drawn basic, one should complete 25 years of employment. If he hasn't completed the 25 years, that assurance or guarantee is not applicable. At the same time, there is also a 10K pension assured if someone completes 10 years of employment. This 10K or 50% is the minimum. 10K pension assured is minimal pension. The other condition is he or she has to be a central government employee. Now, what are the benefits? UPS says there is a pension for spouse. There is a pension for spouse in NPS also. It depends on your choice, whether you want to take that pension payout or not, which is interesting. Now, DA. So you all know that DA increases when you are in salary. So we expect UPS also will continue increasing the pension as and when there is pay hike, as and when there is DA increase. Some clarity is required in this, but for now, if that dearness allowance doesn't increase, UPS is not a great option. Please note that I'm not saying that dearness allowance doesn't increase. I'm saying that some clarity is required. Now, there is also a lump sum option, which I will help you to understand better in the next slides. So when is this UPS applied to you? Only when the corpus you manage, that is 10% of your contribution, 10% of the government contribution, matches the PFRDA index. If it doesn't match, you won't get that 50%. So contribution is 10 plus 10, and there is additional corpus which government will manage. You have no right to ask for it at any time. You still have the flexibility to choose LC25, LC50, and there is no restriction for employees from choosing option G scheme only or LC25 or LC50. You have no restriction. You have the freedom. Now, how to calculate? The simple. If you think that by default you will get 50% of your last drawn pay, no. It is subject to conditions. So we'll get to see what is the condition. So here you should see that there are three factors. This is the 50% of your pay, subject to the condition that you have worked for 300 months or 25 years. And also your individual corpus matching the benchmark corpus. We'll see what happens. This is an ideal scenario, absolutely ideal scenario, where you have qualified 25 years, where your individual corpus matches with the benchmark corpus, which means this factor is greater than is equal to 300 and IC is equal to BC, which means individual corpus is equal to benchmark corpus. You will get 12-month average. Is that the only thing? Can we get more? Yes, you can. Let us say you have managed your individual corpus so well, which means probably you have taken LC50 and your corpus has increased more than the benchmark corpus. Then you will get your 50, the 50% pension plus any lump sum, any amount that is more than the benchmark is yours for free. No questions asked. So what we have seen is an ideal case, best case. Not everyone may have the benchmark, may satisfy this. What are the cases when this may fail? So let us assume that your individual corpus is less than benchmark corpus. Okay. Now, what can one do? By default, the pension is less by a factor determined by this ratio. Now the employee doesn't want this happen, where he doesn't want to earn less pension. So what he can do? He can top up the corpus. Let us say the corpus is lowered by 10 lakhs. So you can bring in 10 lakhs and add it to the corpus. Now you're assured of 50% pension. The other case is your service is not qualifying, which means you have probably worked for 296 months or 290 months, which is less than 25 years. Then this ratio or this factor will reduce your pension, which means your pension is less than 50%. What is the calculation for lump sum? Very simple. Here is 10% of your last drawn basic plus DA into number of years by 2. Simple. It's a simple calculation. Now, coming to the last, what should we select? NPS or UPS? This is not an easy answer because not everyone is same. Not everybody's responsibilities are same. Not everybody's mindset is same. So I cannot advise or I cannot say that NPS or UPS is better for all of you. It has to be a case by case. So what impacts the decision, whether you should choose NPS or UPS? Both have their advantages and drawbacks. Both have their risk, and individuals have a different risk tolerance. Somebody might be very comfortable with equity. Somebody might be very conservative. No, they will say that, boss, I want only security. So what are the factors that it will determine to help you choose? If you can do a self-assessment, do it, or take a financial advisor guidance. Second, Do you want government assurance? Or you understand the financial system good enough, or you have somebody hand-holding you good enough that you can ride through the uncertainties? Whether you are less risk tolerance, or you can manage risk, by how much? Whether pension is the only income for you in the old age, or you have additional income that can complement if at all there is any changes in the fluctuations. Whether you can control the impulsive purchases, or you can't control. Whether you have a good number of dependents in your family, or you have completed all your responsibilities by the time you retire. Whether you are in good health, or you have to foresee some hospital bills. The list doesn't end. There are many individual level limitations which you have to think before choosing NPS or UPS. But at this point in time, if you choose NPS, you can't come back. You can't get back to NPS. If you continue with NPS, you have similar benefits as UPS. Only thing is, nobody is assuring you. At the same time, you know that UPS calculates only 10% of yours and 10% of the government. Whereas in NPS, you are contributing 10% and 14% is contributed by government, which is also yours. So there is a 4% margin if you continue with the NPS. We have 1 minute left. So if you need any further assistance, feel free to reach out. And if you want me to give any talks at your department or institute or employee association, you can reach out to me. I'm available, I'm reachable at these 2 numbers. I work from Finland as well as India. Both are WhatsApp numbers. You can also reach out to me via email. Email is my preferred option. And we're also building a website, NPS guide. This is still in progress, not complete information available there. And I thank you all